A little loose, Chapel is going into one, but a very smooth line, perhaps just his style this season. Carollo firmly in third. Hilton about 10 car lengths behind third place Carollo, who's about 8 car lengths behind Chapel. It seems like Chapel might be closing, however. 99, Chris Lane briefly off into the dirt. He and Jerry Crawford right in front of hard-charging leader Kerry Treadway coming around for lap number 24. They get around the slower traffic, so Treadway now nearly a half straightaway ahead of second place Chapel. Chapel 10 to 12 ahead of third place Carollo. Lap 25 in the books, less than 5 remain for Kerry Treadway. Smooth sailing for at least a few laps, it looks like, for Kerry Treadway. Less than 4 laps remain now, 26 in the books. Chapel and Carollo staying relatively status quo. Chapel half straightaway behind leader Treadway, and Carollo, well, a good 12 to 15 behind second place Chapel. 27 laps in the books. Less than 3 laps remain in tonight's Street Stock main event. Johnny Burt in the 12 car pulls over, or well, at least tries to, as Treadway crosses for lap number 28. Chapel firmly in second, Carollo in third, Hilton in fourth, all very well margined from their competitors behind them. 56 in Hammonds at the moment, white flag now, 29th lap for Treadway. Chapel across, then Carollo, then Hilton, Albiani, followed closely by the 7 of Hammonds, so a matter of a quarter lap or track or less, and it's official now. Treadway will be your winner. Chapel firmly in second, Carollo in third, Hilton finishes fourth, and Albiani looks like he'll nose out Hammonds for fifth. So a great bit of racing as always by the Street Stocks. And your defending 1998 track champion off through the back gate in car number 8, winning for the 10th time in his career, the 3rd time this season, Kerry Treadway. Pontiac Grand Prix pace car brought to you by the right place, Pontiac Acura Buick of Stockton, into turn 3 as the field heads into turn number 2. Up front, it's Todd Muma in the 17 truck. And I am having trouble seeing numbers on the outside, so I'll have to set this line up as they come around. In the second row, in truck number 19, is Joe Harold. And I believe the number 2 is in, well, it is Mike David. He's in row number 1, so I'm kind of working backwards here. Sorry about that. 58, Scott Calvin, starting in 4th position. And actually, it's 22, Gene Wood up front, who quickly jumps into the lead. 22, Gene Wood, your leader now. 17, Muma second. 19, Joe Harold third. Scott Calvin in the 58, moving up as well. Eric Seeley in the 70. The number 2 of Mike David. Number 34 this evening, Dennis Murphy, running about 7th at the moment. Then we have the 5 truck of Larry Hinderman, the 9 of Rudy Leduc. But up front for the moment, it is Gene Wood in the 22, your leader, Muma second. But a very tight race for the next several positions. Scott Calvin, though, moving quickly through the field now up to 3rd. Joe Harold in the 19 hanging on to 4th. And Eric Seeley, your top 5. Eric Seeley, good battle. A great battle between the 70 of Seeley and the 19 of Joe Harold, and Seeley's going to take over 4th place. I don't know. So Gene Wood continuing to lead. Muma second. Calvin, very antsy, running in 3rd. And then Seeley 4th, Mike David now 5th, Joe Harold back to 6th, then 34 Murphy in 7th place. We've got contact in the back. The backstretch between the 27 of Sherman and the 9 of Leduc. Mike David looking to get around Eric Seeley. Two Modesto boys battling in the Ultra Wheel Spec trucks. Up front, still Gene Wood in the 22. Lap 7 in the book, 17. Todd Muma hanging on to second. Calvin, very racy, your quick time tonight, third. David fourth, Seeley fifth. Harold and the 34 of McKittrick, or excuse me, that would be Murphy. Basically, those up with the leaders. Gene Wood continuing to lead, but Muma pressuring, as is Calvin pressuring Muma. Calvin gets low position on the track. So Scott Calvin now up alongside second place Muma as sparks come from the leader, 22 Gene Wood. Mike David mixing it up with Scott Calvin as well. They're coming out of turn 4 now. 10 laps in the book. Your leader continues to be Gene Wood. Second place, Todd Muma in the 17. Good battles all over the track. Coming out of turn 4 for lap number 12. Still Gene Wood, your leader, but Todd Muma almost being pushed down the front straight by the 58 of Calvin. Mike David in the hunt as well. Eric Seeley in the 70, the first 5, nose to tail, the first 7 actually. 13 laps now in the books as David takes a look at Scott Calvin. Can't make the pass. Calvin goes high. Cannot find a way around Muma to this point. Gene Wood still leading by about a truck length, perhaps 2. Calvin and Muma side by side out of turn 4 at the start-finish line. And Calvin moves into second place, although he is in the top track position. Muma hanging on, David hanging on to 4th, Seeley in 5th. And right behind, Harold and Murphy, your top 7, running nose to tail in the Ultra Wheel Spec Truck main event. Continuing to lead, but here comes Scott Calvin. A little loose as Gene Wood. Scott Calvin gets around. He's your new leader in the 58 truck. 18 laps in the book unofficially. Here comes, and we've just crossed the 20th lap. 20th lap for your leader, 58, Scott Calvin. Gene Wood still second. Mike David now moves into third. As the first yellow comes out, an exciting race. I'll check the lap count for you. Your leader, Scott Calvin, after about a 16th lap pass of Gene Woods, who had led most of the laps up till then. But a great race going on. First 7 very close together as we have debris on the track, and we'll be on hold for just a minute. 2, it's the 58 of Calvin, the number 22 of Wood, the 17 of Muma, the 2 of David, the 19 of Harold, the 70 of Seeley, the 34 of Murphy, the 80 of Nelson moving up. Then we have the 9 of Leduc, the 27 of Sherman, and we're back underway. Scott Calvin with a nice jump in the 58 car, and we have some changes. Boy, we have some changes. As Calvin continuing to lead, Muma still in second, but the 19th truck now up into third place. So Scott Calvin continuing to lead as trucks begin to string out. Lap number 23 in the books. Todd Muma still second. Gene Wood running fourth actually, but Mike David, the 2 truck, moving up. 24 laps gone, 26 remain. Now Joe Harold on the move. He'll move into second place. "25 laps, halfway through this 50-lap race. Harold running second, Muma third, Wood in fourth. Mike David running fifth. Little smoke from the 9 truck, driven tonight by Rudy Ledoux. 26 laps in. Some debris coming from the back of the 22 truck of Gene Wood. Lap 27, now complete. Harold moving closely, ever closer to the 58 of Scott Calvin. Muma slipping a bit behind. He's still in third. We have contact. Gene Woods and Mike David get together. Woods is okay. David moves back a few positions. But up front, quite a battle between Scott Calvin, Joe Harold, Todd Muma well back in third, but trying to close. Then about 12 truck lanes back to fourth place Wood, who's battling with fifth place Murphy in the 34 truck. Eric Seeley showing considerable damage in the 70 truck, well back in the field. Mike David slipping back as well. Field a bit more spread out than before the yellow. 30 laps down, 20 remain. Calvin still leading. Harold very close in second. Half a straightaway back to third place Muma. And then fourth place Gene Wood with some damage to the 22 truck. Very loose. Got sideways out of turn 2. Now being challenged by Nelson in the 80 truck. The 34 of Murphy and the 2 of David. Great racing. John Nelson in the 80 moving up as the number 19 of Joe Harold closing on the 58. Scott Calvin has led since about the 16th lap. Joe Harold has been back and forth, but now running very strong in second place as Harold tries every groove he can to close the distance between he and your leader. We have third place Muma, fourth place Wood. Then John Nelson in the 80 truck moving up alongside the 34 of Murphy. A good race for what should be fifth place. As now 34 laps in the book. Calvin still leading, but not being able to shake the pesky number 19 of Joe Harold. Gene Wood in the 22 truck, you can see, is trailing some sort of appendage from the rear of his Ultra Wheel Spec truck. John Nelson and the 80 and the 34 of Murphy being very careful as the threesome, including Mike David in the 2 truck, out of turn 2, now down the back stretch. Up front, it's still the 58 truck, still pursued very closely by the 19 of Joe Harold. So racing all over the track. Right now we have a knot of drivers as we're going to have a spin. The 34 truck of Dennis Murphy barely avoiding the 2 of David as we have 37 in the books. Yellow flag flies. 58 Scott Calvin, your leader. Number 19 Joe Harold in second. Todd Muma in the 17 in third. Gene Wood in the 22 in fourth. And John Nelson up to fifth unofficially in the 80 truck. 27 Michael Sherman in the pits as the Pontiac Grand Prix pace car will come out and we'll get things back to running for the final 13, now 14 laps in tonight's Ultra Wheel Spec Truck main event. Pace car speeds off the track. Up front, 58 your leader Scott Calvin, 19 Joe Harold, 17 Todd Muma. The number 5 actually down a lap, I believe, unofficially. Larry Hinderman in the 4th position on the track, and we're going to get set to go. The green flag flies. Another good jump by Scott Calvin. Joe Harold, though, very feisty in the 19 truck. He'll fall into second, however. Muma hangs on with the lead group in third in his 17 truck. Nelson gets around. Gene Wood is, for the moment, moving backwards. Nelson now into 4th place. Eric Seeley, although I'm not sure he's on the lead lap, on the 5th position or in the 5th position on the track. And speak of the devil, he gets very loose. Eric Seeley, a scary ride down the backstretch, but a nice job of collecting it. 38 in the books for leader Calvin. Harold very close in second. Muma drifting back in third. Nelson fourth, and David fifth. Mike David in the 2 truck, unable to keep up with the lead after the restart. John Nelson now up into 4th place after starting well behind this field. You can see the 80 of Nelson now moving up on the 17 of Todd Muma. Nelson closes in turn 3 out of turn 4. Muma in a higher groove. Nelson low, trying to catch the 17 of Todd Muma. Muma very high in turn 2, allowing the 80 of Nelson to get a nose down the backstretch. A great race for 3rd position out of turn 4. Muma hangs on. Nelson still in 4th place. Up front it's still Calvin and Harold. But a great battle going on for 3rd place now for several laps. You can see the 80 truck in the low groove. Can he finally get Todd Muma in the 17 out of the way? It looks like a dead heat for lap number 42. Up front still Calvin and Harold, but the race between the 80 of John Nelson, who finally begins to pull Todd Muma as they, along with Mike David in the yellow 2, exit turn number 4. It's going to be Nelson in 3rd, Muma back to 4th, and David in 5th. As Scott Calvin, your leader down the backstretch into turn 3, followed still very closely by the 19 of Joe Harold. We've got a very smooth style for number 58, Scott Calvin, number 19, going low and high. That's Joe Harold doing what he can to close the gap, but it looks like the 58 of Calvin is too tough, as he was quick time this evening and seems to be the fastest Ultra Wheel Spec truck on the track at the moment. Scott Calvin out of San Marino down the backstretch, but Joe Harold in the 19 not giving up, still running second, very close with less than 4 laps remaining. John Nelson firmly in 3rd place now in the 80 truck, moving up the back of the field. As once again, Calvin across the start finish, less than 3 remain. Calvin, accompanied by Joe Harold, who now tries a high groove coming out of turn 4 up against the wall, but that happens to be the line that 58 Calvin is protecting. Calvin down the backstretch. White flag in John Moreland's hand. Joe Harold still running second. Some traffic ahead on the white flag lap. Will it matter? Will this allow Joe Harold and the 19 to find a way around the very quick Scott Calvin? It doesn't look like it. And 5 Larry Hinderman looms ahead. Final charge by the 19 of Joe Harold, but it won't be enough because Scott Calvin is going to win this race. Joe Harold second, John Nelson third, Todd Muma fourth, and Mike David fifth. And a final spin at the end for good measure by the 9 truck of Rudy LeDuc. But it's all in the books at this point. And your winner for, I believe, the first time here at Stockton 99 in car or truck number 58, Scott Calvin. American Modified Racing, part of the Miller Racing Brothers out of San Jose in car 38X, Randy Miller. Next up on the line, and by virtue of his win in the semi-main in car 28X from Stockton, Aaron Young. Next up from Turlock in 32.8, James Wright. And out of Stockton in the 9J car, Jeff Thomas. From Benicia in car number 25, Barry Calouette. From Stockton, driving car 13A, Sean Wenzel. Part of the Welch Motorsports Racing Team, hailing from Orangevale, home of the Casa Robley Rams, in car number 81, Shane Welch. And he is your 1997 second in points in the Grand American Modifieds. He comes from Lodi with a whole bunch of sponsors. He's the Lodi legend, number 3, Robert Knittel. And last year he terrorized the Pure Stocks. He's moved up to the Grand Ams with a passion. He drives number 6. It's Slammin' Sammy Solari from Salida. And the man from Lodi in the 8J, Jack Stone. Out of Modesto, driving car 75X, Eddie Wilcox. From Modesto in car 7A, Jerry Bogus. In car number 97, the birthday boy, out of, well, let me see where he's hailing from this year, out of Stockton, Danny Canasoto. Your 1997 Grand American Modified track champion, driving car number 91, out of Stockton, Steve Stacy. And a man on a mission this season in the Grand American Modified ranks, currently 4th in points, 2 main event wins to his credit, driving number 90, out of Stockton, Jason Kirby. And he's the dastardly one. He's in the Big O tires of Hammer Lane Grand American Modified, your 1996 Street Stock Track Champion in 1X, dastardly Dan Dabbs. Currently second in points, trailing leader Mark Welch by only 34 points, out of Sacramento in car 1P, Jason Philpott. And a man who amassed 23 wins out of 27 races in one season, your 1996 track champion, hailing from San Jose, the man who let me drive his late model in car 7X, Robert the Hammer Miller. Starting outside in row number 1, out of Tracy, driving car number 97S, currently 5th in points, Scott Winters. And the incredibly talented one out of Orangevale, in the Welch Motorsports Tognotti's prepared number 1, the smooth one from Orangevale, Mark Welch. Your field for tonight's Grand American Modified main event. '97 of Scott Winters, the 7 of Robert Miller. Outside Miller, we have Jason Philpott, although it's hard to tell from here. Then we have Dan Dabbs in the 1X inside row number 3. Outside row number 3 is Jason Kirby as well. Looks like we're already underway. Jason Philpott in the 1P as we go into turn number 1. It's Welch and Winters side by side, followed by Miller, Jason Philpott, Dan Dabbs, and Jason Kirby. Lap number 1 is going to go to Scott Winters as Mark Welch slides into second place. Miller gets around Philpott. Robert Miller now into third place. Dan Dabbs trying to do the same as he puts his red 1X below Jason's orange 1P. Welch following Winters now to, well, I believe it's 2 laps in the books. At the start-finish line, Winters will lead lap 3, then it's Welch, Miller, Dabbs, Philpott, Kirby, Stacy, and Canasoto, all very close to nose to tail, although Stacy and Canasoto slipping a bit back from Kirby. As Scott Winters, very strong up front. Robert Miller looking for a way to get around Mark Welch. Miller and Welch side by side down the backstretch. Miller in the 7X. Welch a little harder into turn number 3. We have problems in turn number 2, however. Welch any case ahead of Miller. Up front is still Scott Winters, then Welch, then Miller, and Dan Dabbs, your top 4 unofficially after 5 laps are in the books. And, well, that doesn't sound good. 28X, Aaron Young, a bit early for fireworks, putting on some sparks. We'll see what's going on with that. In any case, we have 5 in the books. Your leader in car 97, Scott Winter. Turn pit entrance up front, 97. Scott Winters, Mark Welch in the 1, 7X actually, Robert Miller. Then we have Dan Dabbs in 4th place, Jason Philpott in the 1 in 5th, Jason Kirby in the 90 in 6th, Steve Stacy just nosing it in the 91 there, but we're set to go. And the green flag flies. Scott Winters way up the track into Mark Welch. It looked like tire contact. Welch has to slow, allowing Miller to get up alongside Welch as Winters, a good move in the 97S, is going to lead lap number 6. However, Welch able to close the door on Robert Miller, keeping him in 3rd place. Dan Dabbs hanging on to 4th, Philpott in 5th, Kirby in 6th. No changes as yet as the field goes nose to tail once again. Scott Winters now with a bit of a lead, actually about a 6-car length lead over 2nd place Welch. Miller and Welch much closer in their battle. First 4 fairly close though. Dan Dabbs running 4th. Then about 4 car lanes back to 5th place Jason Philpott. Nine laps in the book. Scott Winter continuing to lead. We have problems. It looks like Jason Philpott up against the backstretch wall. He collides with Sammy Solari, who's showering sparks all the way into turn 3. Philpott, quite a bit of contact. Sean Wenzel in the 13, also down low in the dirt. Looks like he's okay, however, but Sammy Solari does not look good as he'll take his 6 car into the infield with 10 laps in the books. It's still Scott Winters, your leader. In the 90, Steve Stacy, 91, 97, Conasoto, Wilcox in the 75, Knittel in the 3, Callowet in the 25, 9J, Jeff Thomas, 81, Shane Welch, Jack Stone in the 8, Jerry Bogus, 7A, 32, James Wright, Shane Wenzel, and Randy Miller as Mark Welch, a great restart. Mark Welch side by side with the 97 car of Scott Winters out of turn number 4. Can Welch get the lead back? And he has for the moment. Mark Welch back in front. Scott Winters now 2nd, Dan Dabbs 3rd, Miller back to 4th, Jason Kirby 5th. So lots of positions being changed as we have completed 12 of 30. Mark Welch looking for another win. He has won this season, 15 total here in Stockton 99. And Welch begins to get a bit of a margin between he and 2nd place Scott Winters. And Dan Dabbs with contact gets spun. Robert Miller in the 7X possibly involved, and we have a yellow coming out on lap 14. Welch will still be your leader. Winters 2nd. Miller currently in 3rd, then Kirby in 4th, Stacy in 5th. We'll see if there was in fact contact. Dabbs back underway in the Big O Tires of Hammer Lane Grand American Modified. 14 in the books. Mark Welch, your leader. Car 7. Eddie Wilcox in the 75, 8th. Then Jeff Thomas, Jack Stone, Shane Welch, James Wright, Jerry Bogus, Randy Miller, Shane Wenzel, Dan Dabbs, and Robert Miller move to the back after contact with Dabbs. Green flag fly. Good jump for Mark Welch. Problems already, and turn number 1 will bring out another yellow. We'll get 15 in. Welch still leads. Winters 2nd. Jason Kirby has to take a low route to get out of the way, and boy, we have a mess over there. I'd hate to be that official. in second place, and Jason Kirby in 93rd. Stacy in the 91 car running fourth. Knittel up to fifth in the 3. The 97 of Conasoto, 6. 25 Barry Calouette, 75 Eddie Wilcox, number 9 Jeff Thomas, 8 Jack Stone, 32 James Wright. And 81 Shane Welch. We're set to restart on lap number 15. No flag, however. The field a bit too spread out, according to John Moreland. So a violent spin for Scott Winters. I'm not sure where that came from. I looked up and he was a whirling dervish. In any case, he is at, well, the 97 car back underway. He'll probably get a spot back since the green flag had not flown prior to the spin. We'll wait and see. So we'll get set up and start back in just a moment. To lead, but Scott Winters very racy, although Welch seemed to be able to break away at the last green situation. We'll back to green in any case. Good competitive start, side by side at the start-finish line. Welch and Winters. Kirby into second. Stacy back to fourth, and didn't take long. Wilcox spins, and now we got a real mess. Shane Welch up on the wall. Yellow will come out. Welch still your leader. Winters still second. Kirby third. Red light, red flag. A mess in the backstretch. Red light means stop anywhere you are on the track as safety crews quickly out to Shane Welch, precariously perched number 81. James Wright out of the car. Shane Welch, I can see him moving around. Shane Welch is out of the car and from this distance appears to be okay. Dan Dabbs cruising slowly. I'm not sure if he made contact or not. Shane Welch appears to be in, well, from this through the binoculars, in good position or good situation in any case, as did James Wright. Shane Welch has his modified perched on the wall, however, so we'll certainly get things sorted out, and it'll be a few minutes before we get back to racing. 7 Scott Winters outside row 1. Jason Kirby in the 90 inside row 2. 91 Steve Stacy outside row 2. Then the 3 of Robert Knittel, Danny Conasoto occupying row number 3. Wilcox 75, Calouette 25, Thomas 9, Stone 8, Bogus 8. Wenzel 13, 7X Miller 38, Randy Miller, and Dan Dabbs trailing the field as we get set for a restart on lap number 15. Mark Welch, Scott Winters battling once again, into 1, out of 2, up into the kitty litter. Welch with the lead into turn 3. Winters hanging tough, however. Welch will lead lap 16. Winters still second, both beginning the distance. Third place, Kirby. Stacy right behind Kirby, and Knittel your top 5. And Mark Welch, tough to catch when he gets out in the lead, hoping for green flag conditions as we've completed 17 and a half, nearly 18 laps. Welch trying to hang on for a second victory of the year to defend, or to extend actually, his points lead over second place Jason Philpott, who was out due to an accident early on in the race, so Welch can continue to extend the margin between he and second place Philpott as he continues to lead Scott Winters by about 4 car lengths down the backstretch. Winters enjoying about a 6-car length lead over third place Jason Kirby. Dan Dabbs desperately running for points, trying to catch Philpott, who's only 2 points ahead of him, but out of the race. Dabbs still in the race. Wilcox spins. We'll have another yellow on lap 21. Mark Welch continuing to lead. Scott Winters still second. Kirby third, Stacy fourth, and Knittel fifth with 9 laps remaining. Knittel in the 3, Conasoto 97, Calouette 25, Stone in the 8, number 9, Jeff Thomas. Dan Dabbs in the 1X, the 7X of Robert Miller, the 7A of Jerry Bogus, the 38 of Randy Miller, the 13J, or 13, well, I can't get the letter, but in any case, it's Sean Wenzel. And Eddie Wilcox set for the final 9 laps. And we've got problems. Kind of an ugly start there. I'm not sure what happened. But we'll try to get it going once again. John side very slowly into 3. Field picks up the pace. Welch hard on the throttle now, coming out of 4, looking for green. We're back to racing. And a masterful restart by Mark Welch as he quickly slides into first place. Winners trailing in second, and Kirby and Stacy with Canittle and Conasoto battling for 5th. And lots of action. Jack Stone into the wall. And I can't quite see the other car, but lots of activity on the track. Yellow flag will come out. Bogus has fire basically coming out of his car. Yellow out. Winner still second. Kirby third. Stacy fourth. But the action was in turn number 4. It looks like Calouette and Bogus. And we do have a fire of a small variety on the left exhaust pipe. It's merely fuel that has not been burned. It is and will be taken care of quickly. It's a little more serious than it actually looks. There's a little raw fuel in that exhaust pipe, and you can see our officials well trained and got right to the issue. In any case, Jack Stone up against the wall, and I'll try to confirm the other car. And we're getting ready to rumble as Mark Welch in the number 1. Hard on the throttle. Scott Winters goes with him. The green flag flies. And we are back underway. Welch quickly out to the lead. Winters still in second, or who's in the second. Kirby in third. Stacy in fourth. Not too many laps left in this race, so lots of anxious drivers trying to prove their positions. First 7 or 8 very close together, led by Welch, Winters, Kirby, Stacy, Canittle, Dabbs moving up, Miller, and Conasoto all in the front group. Robert Miller, after some early trouble, trailing the start of the lead group, and Steve Stacy with a little contact. Stacy is off into the infield dirt, but manages to keep moving. 25 laps now in the books. Robert Canittle up to 4th place. Dabbs in 5th, at least in track position. Conasoto in the 97 had some problems out of turn 2, but is back on the throttle. Less than 4 laps left. Welch your leader. Winters hanging on very closely in second. And Kirby has Eddie Wilcox. Problems again in the 75. Looks like he's heading in. Now less than 3 laps left for Mark Welch. Scott Winters not giving up, however, very close behind in the 97F. Kirby still third in the 90, then a large margin back to 4th place Canittle, Dabbs, and Robert Miller. White flag for Welch. Then Winters and Kirby, and Sean Wenzel in front of the leaders, but gets out of the way as Winters and Welch, or Welch and Winters in that order go by. And Mark Welch is going to get a victory. Winters second, Kirby third, Canittle fourth, and Dabbs in 5th unofficially. At the conclusion of a very exciting Grand American Modified main event. But your winner, current points leader, winning for the 2nd time this season and the 16th time in his career, the smooth one from Orangevale, Mark Welch. Scott Winters, a great race, finishing 2nd. Jason Kirby in the hunt as well to the last lap, finishing 3rd. Oh, good racing as always in the Grand American Modifieds. We have more racing left. We have Auto Stop Auto Supply Night brought to you by I.B. Benedict this evening. 30 laps for the Pure Stocks coming up next. Stockton, Donna Treadway. Hurry up, Jim. Next up in car number 13J from Stockton, Perry Reeder. In car number 43 out of Lodi, Brian Clark. Is that 97, John Moreland? Yes, it is. Thanks, Jim. Number 97 out of Manteca, Danny Gabor. And I guess the quicker part of the Medina Racing team in the 6J out of Lodi, John Medina. Actually, it's Galt, John. Sorry about that. Next up in car number, was that 75, John or Jim? Yes, it is. Car number 75, your current points leader, defending champion out of Stockton, Joe Allen. In car number 92 from Ripon, Kerry Hahn. And a guy with a lot of pure stock events under his belt, driving number 76 tonight, Kevin Touchtone. Your 1997 Charterway Auto Recycler Pure Stock Track Champions, driving car number 50, winner of tonight's Subway Sandwich Trophy Dash out of Stockton, Doug the Fast Lane. Out of Lodi, first lady to win in the Pure Stocks division, driving car number 9, Cindy Kornstrom. Currently second in points, driving car number 4, out of Stockton, Orville Dahl. One of 3 members of the Racing Mays group from Stockton in car 39, Chris Mays. Currently third in points, driving car number 96 out of Stockton, Gary Schaefer Jr. Last year's runner-up in Charterway Auto Recycler Pure Stock points, driving car 19J out of Stockton, Jeff Lovelace. And the brat in the black car, however that reads on the back of it, he's number 16. He drives fast from San Jose, Adam Ramsdale. In car number 65, out of Stockton in the Christian Life Center, Brian Enos. A veteran as well in the Pure Stock ranks from Stockton in car 6X, Kenai Scantlin. And a great driver last season, doing very well this year as well in car number 61, currently 4th in points, Guy Gabor. Out of Manteca, driving car number 93, Mike Graham. And starting up front in car number 47, out of the Big O Tires of Hammer Lane stable, from Lodi, Aaron Schenkel. Your lineup for I.B. Benedict Auto Stop Auto Supply Night for the Charterway Auto Recycler Pure Stocks. Schenkel leads this field along with Mike Graham, looking for green from John Moreland, and we've got it. Schenkel, an early lead in the 47 car as he pulls out in front. Graham running second now, Gabor drifting back to third. And Aaron Schenkel is going to lead lap 1 down at Treadway with some problems, just now getting back underway. Field now on its second lap. Actually, just starting his third lap is Aaron Schenkel, and we'll quickly go to yellow for the 65 of Enos at rest in the turn 4 gate. Chris Mays with the spin in the main stretch, and 97, Danny Gabor avoids him. Nifty bit of driving. Back underway, Brian Enos. So after 2 laps, it's Aaron Schenkel, your leader. Pre-pace car will retire to turn 3. It's going to be the 47 of Schenkel, accompanied by the 93 of Graham, the 61 of Gabor, the 16 of Ramsdale, and the 6X of Scantlin through the first 5 places in any case. I believe Gary Schaefer currently 6th in the 96, although hard to tell from this particular angle. So we're slowly going toward turn 3, anticipation of restart on lap number 4. 26 remain, your leader currently Aaron Schenkel. This just in from the concession stands, pizzas for $2.25 as lap number 5, I guess, now complete. Aaron Schenkel leading, Guy Gabor second, but looks like Gary Schaefer in the 96 and Doug Lane get together as they have in the past, but they both keep going. Schenkel, Gabor, Ramsdale, Graham, and Dahl, your top 5. Once again, that's pizza for $2.25. Closeout prices. Check it out at the concession stands. As 47 Schenkel continuing to lead, but Guy Gabor in the 41 pressuring very closely. Gabor looking for his second win in 99, 5th of his career as the yellow comes out once again. And, well, we got a tire making its way through turn number 3. And it's going to go, well, taking its own road. And obviously Joe Allen minus his right rear. So lots of action on Auto Stop Auto Supply Night, brought to you by I.B. Benedict for the Charterway Auto Recycler Pure Stocks. Joe Allen losing his right rear somewhere in the entrance to turn number 3, and it made it halfway through turn number 4 before heading south into the infield. Track, Grand Prix pace car from the right place, heading in quickly. Looks like we'll be set to go in another quarter lap. It's Schenkel up front, accompanied by Gabor, Ramsdale, and Graham as the green flag flies. Schenkel a little sideways through 1 and 2 allows Gabor to gain some ground, but Schenkel gets it back in the backstretch. Goes into turn 3 a little high, however, opening the door for Gabor's attempt at a low pass. Not able to effect that pass as Schenkel hangs on to the lead for lap number 11. Gabor still second, Graham in 3rd, Ramsdale 4th. And then Kenai Scantlin in 5th. Laps in the books. Mike Graham in the 93 a little sideways. Adam Ramsdale in the 16 trying to effect a pass, but Graham holds him off for the moment. Both battling for 3rd place. Graham has it. Ramsdale wants it. He won't get it this lap, however, as Graham hangs on. Graham and Ramsdale running in front of Scantlin in the 6th, and the 97 of Danny Gabor, the 50 of Doug Lane. Kenai Scantlin, little smoke coming from the right rear of his 6X car as 97 Danny Gabor trying to mount a charge on the 6 car. A little bit of wall banging right here in front by the 13 of Perry Reeder as the yellow flag flies again. Schenkel still leading. Reeder and Schaefer somewhere or another making contact with the wall, and what order or why, I have no idea, but in any case, they're both underway now. 15 laps in the book, 15 remain. Your leader, Aaron Schenkel. Finally underway into its infield spot. As 47, Aaron Schenkel, your leader. Guy Gabor, 61 second. Mike Graham in the 93 third. The 16 of Ramsdale, fourth. Scantlin being shown in fifth. 97, Danny Gabor, sixth. Doug Lane in seventh. As we get set to go for the final 13 laps on the second IB Benedict Auto Stop Auto Supply night for the Charterway Auto Recycler Pure Stock. Schenkel slowly into turn 3, accompanied by Gabor, Graham, and Ramsdale. Power is applied. Field going well. Look for green, and we are back to racing. A good jump by Guy Gabor as he'll beat Schenkel into turn 1. He comes out of turn 2 as the leader. Ramsdale also moving, gets around the 80 or 93 of Graham into third place. Graham now fourth. $18 laps down the books, and Guy Gabor firmly in the lead now with the 4-car length lead. Looking for his second win of the season. The young man currently, well, I don't have his points here in front of me, but in the top 5 in any case. Guy Gabor. Aaron Schenkel falling well back now, accompanied by Ramsdale. Gabor now 10 to 12 car length lead. 19 laps done, now soon to be 20. Gabor entered tonight fourth in points, looking for a second win of the season, lap 21. Now history, Schenkel still second, Ramsdale third, and Danny Gabor, Mike Graham. Danny Gabor, very impressive tonight, having made this event by way of heat races, or actually a semi-main to be more precise. 22 laps now gone. Gabor continuing to lead since the restart on lap number 17. Schenkel unable to close. In fact, seems to be drifting farther behind the hard charge of Gabor. Ramsdale unable to close on the second place of Schenkel at the moment. Cindy Quarstrom in the pink number 9 car, having a good race with Kenai Scantlin in the 6X, then Jeff Lovelace in the 19, battling with Orville Dahl. Although well back from the leaders, it's a good group of racing going on. Quarstrom there in the 9 car, the 6 of Scantlin, and Dahl moving up quickly in the 4, Lovelace in the 19, but back up front. 25th lap now in the books. Gabor continuing to lead. Good race between Dahl and Lovelace. Dahl in the yellow 4-car, Lovelace in the green and black 19. As 26 laps complete now, soon to be 27. Or actually it's 26 just now. Guy Gabor, however, lots of traffic in front of him, very slow, as he's having trouble with Brian Enos. Aaron Schenkel closing quickly. And Treadway and Enos basically have Gabor hemmed in as 26 laps about to be put in the books. And Guy Gabor, by virtue of the Enos spin, not able to fend off the 47 of Schenkel, who is now your leader with less than 3 laps to go. Gabor charging back up. Enos back underway, by the way, but Guy Gabor having trouble getting through slower traffic. Now it's Adam Ramsdale up on the back of Gabor. Gabor trying to get around Schaefer well down into the infield as Schenkel has checked out now. He's on his white flag lap. A very fortunate young man after the problems with the 65 car and others, the Treadway car as well. So Aaron Schenkel well out in front. Final lap, Gabor hanging on to second, but Ramsdale charging. And Aaron Schenkel collects his first win, followed by Gabor finishing second, then Ramsdale. Danny Gabor finishing third, Doug Lane unofficially fourth, as lots of action in IB Benedict's Auto Stop Auto Supply night for the Charterway Auto Recycler Pure Stocks. But your winner in car 47, Aaron Schenkel. So a great night of racing once again in Stockton 99. We'll see you all back next Saturday night for the first leg of the Tri-Holiday Classic, brought to you by Budweiser. Like to say goodnight. Please drive safely. Hope to see you all back next week.
The left turn only crowd. Love it wild, love it loud. The race is hot and the beer's ice cold. It's a fast lane life and on a roll. All us race fans are here for just one thing.